Six Nations Rest Week, a time for relaxation and recovery. Well, not in our game, because this week rugby has been off the scale. In this week's wrap, the GOAT Dan Carter retires from rugby. Super Rugby AU and Top League both kick off, and Freddie Burns all the way from Japan.
Tatey's asleep on the bathroom floor on his mattress with the shower going.
I take on the Bronco challenge, and I get trolled online by South African rugby fans. Cheers. Let me hit you up with some headlines. First up, GOAT alert. Now, the biggest story of this week surely has to be Dan Carter's announcement on social media that he's retiring from the game aged 38. He's a three-time World Player of the Year and simply one of the best to ever pull on a pair of boots. Who remembers these two clutch drop goals from the Rugby World Cup in 2015?
Carter, it is over!
As you can imagine, the comments came quick and fast from some of the greats from inside and outside of rugby. Kevin Peterson, Clarence Seedorf, also Nicky from Westlife. And you definitely know you're good if you get respect from the main man himself, Tom Brady, fresh from another Super Bowl victory. Now, there's been some pretty major stories all around the world, so I'm taking my passport and taking you all for a spin around the globe. The Six Nations return to round three, but one of the favourites, France, might have to do without some of their star names like Antoine Dupont as COVID has found its way into camp. I hope all the players and management are all doing pretty well. And South Africa, well, their World Cup winning captain Siya Kolisi, he's been on the move. He's heading to the Sharks. What a brilliant signing that is for them. Well, the Sharks, alongside with the Bulls, the Stormers and the Lions, are set to join the Pro 14 later this year. And another team that could soon be meeting them is Argentina's Jaguares, with the suggestion that they could be based out of the Spanish city Bilbao. Good idea or bad idea? The Pro 14 is most definitely going to be the Pro 16 next year, with the two South African franchises joining them. But you let us know, should the Jaguares also be joining them? I love the city of Bilbao, but you let me know. Is 17 teams too much in one league? Get in touch using the hashtag #TheWrap. So moving on to action on the pitch, and it's a pretty lively weekend in the southern as well as the northern hemisphere, keeping the referees very much employed. Check this out from the rugby guy. Now, as Jared Harris, the rugby guy, just showed then on his little videotape, it's been a feisty one all round this weekend, with 5 red cards in the Premiership and 1 in the opening game of Super Rugby. The red for Waratah's Isaiah Parise was against Queensland Rend and also gave us the first look at one of the new rule changes in Super Rugby, where a red-carded player can be replaced after 20 minutes. And of course, this got everyone's tongues and fingers wagging and typing on social media. It's your opinion that really matters. What do you think is fair? The way in which we operate in the Northern Hemisphere, where a red-carded player, he's gone for the rest of the game, or what they do in the Super Rugby tournament, where a player can be substituted after 20 minutes. Get involved in all the comments using a hashtag #TheWrap. The Japanese top league got underway with some extra star power in the form of Beauden Barrett, who marked his debut for Suntory's Sun Goliath with a try. And one of his new teammates, the former Highlanders winger Tavita Lee, helped himself not just to 1, not to 2, but 5 tries as they hit Mitsubishi Dino Balls for 75 points. And in the Madrid Sevens, Russia came back out on top in the women's tournament, Argentina in the men's. USA flyer Perry Baker picking up what looked like a really nasty leg injury, which might put his Olympics in doubt. Of course, all of us here at World Rugby and the Wrap wish Perry Baker all the very best of luck in his recovery. And in the Premiership, have you ever seen an ending to a match quite like this one? Joe Simmons lining up to kick the winning conversion for Exeter, but Northampton players come rushing off the line. Lots of screaming and shouting. They boot the ball off the tee into touch, and the referee rules he started his run-up and the game ends. Northampton win. As you can imagine, on social media, everyone had an opinion on this, starting with Story Stewart, and he says, what a shocker. And at JHewson6 says, yes, he did move. And Ian Goff, he has complimented the ref by saying, well done, ref. I wonder if he's a Northampton fan. Someone you wouldn't expect to see jumping on the hashtag Simo moved was Chiefs boss Rob Baxter, who sportingly acknowledged that he felt the referee made the right call, and Ben Kay made up this handy little gif to demonstrate. And all that action and debate is just called really for a bit of a palate cleanser. So here's what's happened in the world of rugby on social media. Lockdown 3 seems to be taking its toll, and how desperate are you lot in the UK and Ireland to get out of the house? Well, Gareth Thomas has definitely started to show signs that lockdown is getting to him. Check out these loose hips. Well, Ellis Genge, review and your mob, you're definitely not fooling anyone. Hang on, lads, have you even got ID? And check this out, Taskmaster host Greg Davies' mum was driven all the way to Wales when in labour, just so he could be born there and pull on the red jersey one day. Talk about essential travel. Well, no disagreements here with me. Now this is pretty much how all of us wingers describe how we scored our tries in the clubhouse. Check this out. What a finish. What a finish. Oh, it's so good. And it's getting very exciting over in New Zealand ahead of Super Rugby NZ. They've got some pretty decent movers over there. Sorry, getting quite excited there. Rugby's coming back in New Zealand. Anyway, it's time for my man crush and woman crush of the week. Well, a player to watch this season is most definitely Filippo Danguni for the Reds in Super Rugby. Check out his all-court game with its high balls, goose-stepping, hitch-kicking and scoring tries. What a man. We all know the spiral kick is back, but this is just absolutely filthy from Emilio Argudo in Spain's game against Russia, putting them well and truly on the back foot and getting one step closer to World Cup qualification. Coming up, as we promised last week, I do the Bronco challenge, and that's a wrap. So the Guinness Six Nations almost at that halfway point, and loads of great fixtures to look forward to this weekend. We've had over 40,000 boys and girls take part in the fantasy rugby this year, but no one has done better than Thomas the Bant Engine, which is a rather disappointing name. However, he is top of the pops. My question is, ahead of round 3, what 3 top picks would you have going into this weekend's Guinness Six Nations? So the top league in Japan is a little bit like the IPL, but for bigger lads who like to play their rugby. We've seen some incredible players apply their trade over there, like Bernard Foley, Greg Laidlaw, Beauden Barrett, as well as Kieran Reid. One man also playing his rugby in Japan is Freddie Burns, and here's Freddie with his top list.
I'll tell you the weirdest roommate is, and that's Matt Tate in the Hilton. Woke up about 6 in the morning, needing the wee. As I've got out of bed, I've looked across and the mattress and everything's missing from Tate's bed. And I'm like, what is going on here? Tate's asleep on the bathroom floor on his mattress with the shower going. And I'm like, Tate, what are you doing? Like, the water apparently helps him relax. I've literally had to climb over him, have a wee. My rituals went out the window when I went to Argentina, England under 20s, and I had a pair of lucky pink boxes and I left them in the hotel and I still played all right. So as soon as that happened, I was like, I'm not gonna have any rituals. If it's like the cheap ice cream from the ice cream van and it's just that whipped cream with a flake and some strawberry sauce, that you're struggling to top that, let's be honest. Like that's all the time. I think in light of recent events and stuff like that, my own advice to him would be just keep backing yourself. He's copped a lot of flack on social media for the end of that Wales game. Mine is a million times worse than anything he did. Do you know what I mean? That's just fact. But I know that for him, it's just about getting back on the horse and playing again. So I was actually I can't believe I'm admitting this. You can tell I went for a breakup last year. I was in the 0.01% of listeners of a guy called Sam Hunt. His country album it's all time. It's unbelievable. Anything country's a bit of me. So if the Dallas Jackals are looking for a fly half in the MLR in a couple of years, give me a shout, because I'll be there, cowboy hat. Favourite food ever has got to be the sashimi. I went to a place, they tried to get me to have chicken sashimi, which is raw chicken. Apparently it's so fresh, and I said absolutely not.
Last week on The Wrap, we chatted about Bronco challenges, and I asked the question, who did you think would be able to beat Beauden Barrett, who set a world record time of 4 minutes and 12 seconds? This is what you had to say. Well, Pat Chestnut throws Dougie Howlett into the mix, and I think that's absolutely fair to put him there. He did once run the 100 metres in 10.94 seconds, which is officially rapid. Denise McCarthy, she says, how can I forget Inokwe? And then Ugo Monye would remember when Inokwe chased him down. Chased him down? I don't think he caught me, actually. I only ran for 50 of the 75 metres. I officially won that race, but point taken. Denise, we'd love you to do the Bronco challenge. In fact, if you or any of your friends want to do it, submit your videos using the hashtag #TheWrap. The Black Ferns have been getting into a bit of Bronco action, and Hazel Tubic set a pretty impressive 4 minutes and 59 in this clip posted on Instagram. So I promised last week that I'd get involved, so here it goes. Well, that's the Bronco challenge, and that's a wrap. Imagine a world where we are free. A little bit of escapism where you can travel wherever you want, turn up at stadiums and watch live rugby. Well, that world is France 2023, the Rugby World Cup. Well, this Friday, we will be listing our match schedule. So pick your team, pick your fixture and dream of a brighter future. Well, if you like The Wrap today, well, there's plenty more where that's come from. Head to World Rugby's YouTube channel. And if you want to be notified, then click the bell. It's going to be here every single week. Don't forget to leave your comments using the hashtag #TheWrap, and we'll see you again next week.